and I always do that. I get started and talking and forget to record. But however, this is information that you're going to take back to your club. As you know, we did a survey before July 1st. And one of the things that came up is lack of engagement. Yes, a lack of engagement. And so what we really want to do is just figure out how can we bring more engagement in our clubs. And we usually do that after the presentation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a presentation for about 20-25 minutes. And then after that, we're going to have like a Q&A session. And then we're going to share our best practices on what we do to bring in that club excellence and engagement. As I had said, my district director is here, Sandra Lane. Did you want to say something before we get started?
Just wanted to come in and support your session. I do have another meeting in just a few minutes, but wanted to come in, say hello, and most importantly, thank everyone for taking time out of your schedules to attend these workshops because, you know, we are really concerned, as Valerie mentioned, about engagement, member engagement. So you, as being an important leader in the club, any information you can go back and share with your members and help increase the engagement, I think helps us overall as a district. So again, although I can't stay for the whole thing, I want to thank you for coming out, showing interest that you care about your role as VPE and how you can help your club be more successful. So thanks.
Great, thank you. All right, so what I'm going to do, I know that Betsy, you came in, and I just want to make sure that everyone has the Club Excellence Initiative curriculum that was sent by Toastmasters International, because they figured, you know, you need the actual tools for your club as a club officer. And I'm going to go over some of that information tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and share my presentation. Let me know you can see it. All right, let me take this floater out of here. All right. So today is all about achieving Toastmasters Club excellence. And as I was saying earlier, is that right now there is a lack of engagement, and we really want to just take it to the next level for your club. So I just want to go over the agenda of what you're going to learn today. So you're going to learn what is club excellence. And the main part that I'm going to talk about is education programming. That's why we're here, is why education programming, the types of programming that you can have within your club, how to market your education events, and it could be other events as well, and then the call to action, and then we'll have a discussion after the presentation. So the first question I want to ask, if I can get about 2 people, what is club excellence? If I can get 2 people, just state your name and the club you come from and your role, and then just state what is club excellence to you. Jai.
Hey, Valerie. Sorry, I'm eating dinner, so I'm not on camera, but this is Maren Jenkins, and I'm in a few clubs. I'm the VPE for, which ones? Talk of the Town and Leading Ladies. I would say Club Excellence, I keep coming back to the Ralph Smedley quote, where we learn best in moments of enjoyment. And I would say Club Excellence involves people enjoying themselves.
Exactly. Thank you. Because that's what Ralph Smedley wanted. He said he wanted Toastmasters to be a fun, social environment. And if you're not having that, it's time to rise up as leaders and get that going. You know, that's why we're here. If I can get another person to give an example of what is club excellence to you within your club? It's kind of scary now. I'm pretty sure that somebody got some excellence going on in their club.
I have my hand up.
Oh, okay, Betsy.
Hi, my name is Bessie Akwamwa, and I am the VPE for Bold Literary Talkers. And I'll add to what Myron said, because we always say that at the end of our meetings, we feel like we're struggling, to get going and to get people signed up. But the thing that keeps us going is we actually have fun and we enjoyed the speeches that we heard. We have laughter. The other part of it, in terms of club for me, is the VPE is really trying to make sure that people feel comfortable coming on to do a speech, and then do their speeches, and to achieve a certain level for themselves as well as for the club, and to not give up. Because if they're not speaking, then I feel like, oh gosh, we're not really achieving our goal. And that does happen, where we may have someone who they give an excellent speech and we're just like, woohoo. And then for whatever reason, they get anxious or nervous. And so the club excellence is keeping them on track. Part of that is keeping them on track.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Bessie. And that is true, because it's all about growth. It's all about engagement and that sense of belonging. And thank you for sharing that, Betsy. All right. So I really want to discuss what is club excellence. Club excellence is really setting a high bar of performance within your club. It's very important to set the bar high. Because one, you're showing that you really care as a club officer, especially being a VPE. You're working with your committee, you're putting on these different events, and it's getting the club really excited about what's next. So I want to discuss some that is really important, is understanding that Toastmasters mission. I know that there are several clubs that do recite the mission of the Toastmasters International for the club. And I think that's very important, especially when you have new members as well as your seasoned members, to understand why Toastmasters exists and what is that mission for the club as a whole. Understand your why. If you don't know your why you're in Toastmasters, especially as a club officer, because you have to remember that your club members are looking up to you to bringing that programming or something that's going on in the club so they can grow as well. And that's how you're going to set that bar really high, because now you know your why, and then you want to know your club members' why as well. And that's how you're going to exceed as a club. Toastmasters values, we know about the respect, the integrity, all that goes hand in hand with club excellence. You can have all the different programming, but if you don't have that value, that respect for each other, that integrity, and just showing up in a positive form, that format has to be there. It has to be that energy of positivity, and your members can feel it, your guests can feel it. That is a warm atmosphere. And that's where, who is Dr. C. Smetley? You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people who join Toastmasters who don't know who he is. But it's important to share that with your members, even your new members. Who is Dr. Ralph C. Smetley? Of course, he is the founder of Toastmasters, but he set the foundation for this great international organization. So you really want to share that with your members. And that's how you're going to set the bar for your club, because why? Your members will know that this is a club of excellence. And the last piece is understanding the Toastmasters history. Some of you probably heard me when I had spoken at the 100th Centennial in-person event. You need to read Personally Speaking by Ralph Smedley. It's the writings that he has done. And it really explains the history of Toastmasters from club level to leadership level to writing a speech, evaluations, you name it. It is something that you need to have part of your library because you're really going to understand it. And then you're going to pass that along to your members as well. I think it's something that's great that every Toastmaster should invest in. Let's talk about education programming. How many of you have education programming, like open house, or maybe you're having some education sessions for your members? And you can put it in the chat, yes, no. Let me see if I can see some of these chats. Have in the past. Okay, any others? Because I'm pretty sure that, you know, if you had education sessions. Yes, Deshaun said yes. Samuel Brooks, okay. All right, it's great to see a lot of yeses. Because the thing is, I'm going to share with you how you're going to, you know, incorporate these events into your programming, even if it's your regular meetings. So for the programming, you know, why programming is important. One, it is learning opportunities. When it comes down to your members, we just don't want them just showing up for just a club meeting. You have to have some kind of programming for them so they can grow. Growth is very important. If you're not growing, they're leaving. That's just the bottom line. Because, you know, we have pathways. Pathways, I think, is a really growth education. But also, we as club officers, you have to take the extra step. And how can we grow our members? And that's through education programming. It increases club engagement. As I was saying, that it's not just in your club or somebody who told you about their club lacking engagement, but it's worldwide. And so that's why a lot of your clubs are trying to go from Zoom to going back to in person, because that's where we started. We started in person. That's where the engagement, that's where everything happens in person. It also helps with membership retention. When people know that you're investing in them, guess what? They're going to come to every meeting. Because why? They see the investment of their membership fees being utilized. So that's very important. Hold on for a moment. I'm just letting somebody in. And then also, it increases your membership. Not only is the educational programming is for your members, but remember, when you're promoting this, it's open to the public. So if they really want to learn more about Toastmasters and they really like your club, it was very warm, they learned something, they want to join your club. And I always say that VPE and VP of membership should work together, because a lot of this programming has a lot to do with your members and also increasing your membership numbers. So I think that's really great. Here are some programming that you can think of. One is open house. How many of you had an open house recently?
We just had one a couple weeks ago.
Yep, I was there. It was a great open house. Yes. Thank you, Gigi. Any others? Had the open house? I know my club had an open house as well. And the great thing about an open house is that that also increases engagement, and it also increases your chances of signing people up for membership as well. I always stress that the important time to have a open house is during the fall of the year. I think that's the greatest time to do that. I know some clubs, they do it around March because that's almost time for the dues to be due on April 1st. But either or, I think both are really great. Have it in the fall, have it in the spring as well. Membership drive is another one for your VP of membership to have that membership drive, but also it has an educational component when you're having a membership drive. So you'll have someone, you can have a guest speaker to come in for your membership drive. That's going to drive people to your membership drive. You can have it in person, you can have it hybrid, or you can have it virtual. But however, always have it where it's just like you want to show them what what happens in a Toastmasters meeting. And then also extend the time. I always say when you have an event, extend the time by 30 minutes. That way you can have like a networking in the beginning, the 15 minutes in the beginning and 15 minutes at the end. That way, if someone has any questions about membership and how they can join, you have that time to speak to those individuals. Quarterly education training is the best. And if it's a 5th Tuesday or 5th Wednesday, whatever days you are having your Toastmasters meeting, use that extra day in the month to have your quarterly education training session. That's for your club members as well as guests. But you really want to focus on the members because this is going to help you with retention and have something where they can learn something new. Recently, my club, which is South Loop Speak Freaks, Toastmasters Club number 7079, and we recently had a quarterly education training, and I did mind mapping about how to create your speech presentation and how to use mind mapping. So it was something new. People had to use their head. They couldn't go on ChatGPT. But it was something that was very engaging for the members as well as the guests. And then club contests. So we're in club contest season. Are your clubs thinking about having a club contest? You can use your emojis. You can put it in the chat because we are in club contest season. Oh, West Suburban's tomorrow. Okay, great. Yeah, so we really want to get our members involved again in club contests because everything's been virtual, but I know that a lot of clubs are going in person now. As you know, that area and division will be in person and it won't be virtual this time. So it's going to be very interesting to see the engagement. But club contest, I think, is the best because it helps your members stretch themselves to know what it's like to compete in table topics and international speech contests. All right. And then moments of truth. If you have not done this in your club, I think this is the best thing to do. And to do it, you could do this on the day you meet. So you can let everybody know we're not going to have a regular meeting, but we're going to have moments of truth. And if you've never done a moments of truth, there's really like a piece of paper that talks about all the different categories. You know, do your club do orientation? Do you have achievements, recognition? And so you really like each club member is really just given a number and then you tally it up. And it tells you where your club is and where you're lacking. So moments of truth is something that you should look into. And Moments of Truth is on that Club Excellence curriculum list. So there is a link there where you can look into Moments of Truth, and you can talk with your club officers as well when you're having your club officers meeting. And then have a special guest speaker event. Those are very important because one, you're meeting seasoned speakers. They're coming in, they're speaking on something. It could be Toastmasters related, it could be speakers related. For instance, National Speakers Association. Maybe somebody in your club wants to be a professional speaker. You can invite those organizations to your club to speak to your members. So that kind of like spikes up the excitement within your club. Before I go on, do anyone have any questions?
Hey, Valerie, it's Maureen
Yes.
again. Oh, actually, I just finished eating my dinner. So I just put in the chat, you were talking about contests, and we've got a spreadsheet, like a Google form going. So if you click the link in the chat, you can say if you can help with any of the contests that we know of, and then give us information about your contests so we can help staff, find functionaries for other people's
Oh,
contests.
that's great. Thank you for sharing that. I
Yeah,
think that's
sure.
really good. Serious, because I know a lot of clubs, they do need that. And if they don't have like a Rolodex of people,
Right.
I think it's great to meet with others as well. Thank you for sharing that, Mari.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right. Anyone else have any questions? Okay, so I'm gonna keep on going. Why market? So Albert Einstein said, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. So it's very important that we do market to our public because, they can learn a lot from your club when you're having your education programming happening throughout the year. So the first thing I want to talk about is social media channels. I think they're really great. And then certain software that you can use to enhance your programming. So you have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You have Eventbrite, where you can just promote your events. It's free. Free is great. Constant Contact, of course, has a cost to it if you want to have a newsletter and you want to promote your events through there. You have TikTok, you have LinkedIn, Meetup, and YouTube. So I'm gonna go through each one and how to know your audience and when you're promoting your event. So like for Facebook is all ages, and it's very diverse on that platform. You can attract new guests with Facebook Live. A lot of you know I love Facebook Live. I think it's great to have those within your club. So if you have a VPPR and they love to do Facebook Lives, I recommend it because it adds that much excitement. Post different content, like articles, photos, videos, and text of your events. After an event, just post it. I think that would be great. That will bring in a lot of engagement. It shows that great excellence within your club. Instagram, it used to be, I'm gonna be honest, it used to be a millennial platform. It's becoming all ages now because it's very trendy, especially with business. You can connect with a lot of Toastmasters clubs around the world. You will see some clubs that are going live with their meetings. So if you've never seen that before, try going on Instagram, check it out. You can also do Instagram live events. Again, you can record live your club meetings if you're meeting in person. And then you can join with others who are passionate about speaking and leading. So I just think both platforms work together. So when you post on one, Facebook, post on Instagram if you set it up right. TikTok, again, TikTok is all ages. So it's very short videos, 8 minutes, depending on what audience that you're looking for to bring to your education sessions. It is very diverse. Twitter and LinkedIn, they're a little bit on the same end. I've noticed that Twitter is kind of changing to being more business and trendy, just like LinkedIn is for business professionals. You can connect with clubs throughout different districts, and then keeping up with communication trends. So that's great thing about LinkedIn. They do have a place where you can see what trends are in. And then also they have audio events. So if you see some Toastmasters clubs having an audio event or a video live stream, you can go on there as well, and your club can do the same. So if you set up a LinkedIn account and you have those permissions from LinkedIn to do an audio event or a video stream, you can do that. And Twitter, the same. They have live stream as well, but they got Toastmasters clubs worldwide. Very trendy. They both are almost on the same page. YouTube is great. I know many of you had known about Next Step. Next Step was one of those Toastmasters club that had a member there. His name was Rocky, and he would post videos of his club meetings. It could be on speakers, past speakers. So I would recommend that you use this for your education programming to promote your club, to show how interesting that your club events are, and then just make sure you get permission as well from your club members and guests if it's okay for them to be put on YouTube. And you can just put a snippet if you have somebody in your club that knows how to edit video, just for advertisement. And then, of course, start a club podcast. If this is something that your club has been thinking about, this adds a lot of excitement because you can interview guest speakers, you can have club announcements, you can speak to your new members. This will be really great for new members to hear themselves, and everybody's getting to know them. And then you can speak on communication topics. I know last year we had Matt Abrahams, who was one of our keynote speakers for the TLI, and he has a podcast and he talks about strategic communications. So it's really great to have clubs do this. And if you are thinking about having a club podcast, let me know. I would love to listen in, and we would love to promote you and staying in the loop. That'd be great. All right, so I know we're coming to the end, so I really want to share some call to action for you. I really want you to get with your team, your executive team, which is your club officers. Start talking about some education programming that you will like to do. I think that'll be great as well, because the thing is that you can't do it alone as a VPE. You have to do it as a team. It's a team effort, and that's where planned events come in at. A lot of your clubs, and I know our club does this, in the beginning of the year, we start talking about in the first 3 months, what kind of events do we want to have for our club members? So this is something that you can do with your club executive team. And then marketing, which is PR as well, let the world know. Let everybody know what's going on in your club. Even your club members, send the email, put it on your website, your social media channels. Make sure that the word is getting out there. And then create that action plan. So that action plan is really going to show that you really care about the club, the health of the club, the engagement is very important. And that's how you're going to achieve club excellence. That club excellence is everything. That's the only way that you're going to be a healthy club. That's how you're going to retain your members. And so that's why you're here. You're here because why? how can we achieve excellence at D103 Toastmasters? And that's going to take you to distinguished status. So you're setting the foundation for your club, and then that foundation is going to spread out to the district, and that's how we're going to achieve distinguished as a club and as a district. But we have to do it with action. So I want to share with you before we go into the Q&A, my email address is Valerie Smith PQD @gmail.com. And then we also have a website. It'll be D103Toastmasters.org. So we have a lot of resources on the website, as well as the events that are happening throughout the district as well. So we're going to go into Q&A. I know we still have some time, for questions. I'm going to take this off so I can see your faces. And I know we're talking about club excellence, and I know that you do have the link to the actual document that's going to help you with certain things that you're going to be providing for your club. So that's the greatest thing that Toastmasters International did share with us earlier. Now, I do see Betsy had put down, agree with the comment of Instagram reaching an older. Yep, it's true. It's reaching everybody. It used to be that Instagram used to be for the young people, but it's changed drastically, really. So do anyone have any questions, or maybe you want to share your best practices that you've seen that really worked for you as a VPE, or even if you're a non-VPE, what has worked for your club in bringing in engagements, and you see that your club is really growing? Share those aha moments. Okay. Dushan?
Sure. I just want to add that District 103 does have a lot of educational sources, such as this one. There's also Pathways Gurus have one that's coming up on the 18th. So base camp managers need to probably come along to see that, because base camp has changed a little bit. Things are easier, but you need to see how it's really changed. There'll be another one by Marin, and another one by a couple of other people that we have in December. So please be aware of that. And go to District D103Toastmasters.org. That's our website. People don't want to go there. We need to go there. It's well kept by our infamous Marin Jenkins. She keeps up really well there. So you can see the different kinds of things that are happening. As the VPE, you need to know, for instance, Destination DTM is going to also be on the 21st. So all these different sessions, this session, you need to come in and try to get into. But the people that you're with, I think, Valerie, I love your presentation. This is not an evaluation at all, but I love it because you brought up a lot of great things I think that VPEs need to know. We have to have quality meetings. Our meetings have to be quality. When people sit at our meetings, it has to be orderly, it has to be quality, it has to be in a way that you're going to get something out of every meeting. Because after all, people don't know anything about Toastmasters. When they come here, they're really trying to figure out what's going on with Toastmasters. Yeah, I like the speeches, and I like even the evaluations, but what do I do? What is this thing all about? So when you give a little bit of information at every meeting, a little bit of education information, just like Valerie brought out, I think it really helps a lot, because now people are getting educated, they're having fun, and they're seeing how a meeting needs to be run. That's what brings the people and keeps the people in. And I have to say that I belong to 3 different clubs, and all of them are distinguished. And the reason why is a lot of education, a lot of education a lot of fun and a lot of things going on. So when people come to the meeting, they want to come back. They want to see how organized it is. And when you're having 16 to 20 people at your meetings every time, that means your meetings are being run well. And you, the VPE, are the ones that kind of, boy, you know, you're the big stack. You're at the top of the stack because each of the people that are listening to you are working with you, you're communicating with. You're communicating with that. So you've got to be really stern on how things are being run, make sure that agenda is filled and things like that. Those are all little things, but they really mean a lot to brand new people and how to keep people in your in your club is when you're really organized. So I just want to say thank you very, very much, Valerie, because you hit on all those spots so well. And I think that it's needed. And that's why I come to see these things because I need to know too. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, Deshaun, and thank you for sharing as well, because it's very important that we engage with our club members, letting them know what's going on, because again, they do look up to us as club officers, and then also get them involved. One thing I learned, because I used to try to do everything, that I found that people really want to help you as a BPE with your events. So if you come up with a Google spreadsheet and you share with members that you need functionaries for this event, it don't even have to be a contest. It could just be an educational program. You need, if it's going to be in person, you need greeters. You need someone to bring the name tags. You need someone to bring the banner. You know, all these things do happen in an in-person event, and the BPE can't not do it all. You know, if the sergeant at arms is not going to be there, pick somebody who can be at the meeting room in advance, just in case someone do show up early. That's where you achieve club excellence, because why? We're covering all those roles, those logistics, because like, again, I try to do it all, but I was shocked when I sent out the email and everybody was signing up. So now they feel like a sense of belonging, and now they can see what's going on behind the scenes. So if they're thinking about being a BPE next year, they have an idea of what that role entails. And I always say for a BPE, you should have a committee, because there are a lot of moving pieces in that area as well. You know, and I know that we, back in the legacy program, which I did like, is that when we did have open house, we did assign it to someone. We did, because they needed that actual points to get their CL. And that's what helped the club become healthy. It was engagement. You were growing as a leader. You were getting your points, your credit for it, because they had to sign off on it, that you did do an open house, that you were a table topics master, you did a membership drive. So not all the time the VPE and the VP of membership did these events. It was other members that were doing the events as well. So it's really like you taking somebody under, you know, you're just showing them and you're not telling them. That's the thing I love about John C. Maxwell. He said, the greatest thing about a leader is when you show somebody how to do something instead of tell them. And I think that's how you're really going to achieve club excellence, because your club members are going to see you doing it, and then you're asking them to help you as well. So do anyone else want to share, you know, best practices, what's been working for your club as well? And what kind of events are you having? That'd be great too to know, because if there's something that I didn't discuss, that'd be great for everybody to learn as well. Anyone?
Hey, Valerie. It's Smart again.
All right.
Yeah, I guess sometimes we try and have events and we actually try to have them in person, but not everybody can come. And some of my clubs, people are not even in Illinois. So that gets a little tough. But we do try to have in-person events for the people who are here and can come. But we also, instead of making it like a Toastmasters event, if there's something in the community, we invite people to, gather and join us and just make it a social thing.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I know that a lot of clubs are saying that as well, that that they're starting to go in person, but the difficult part is making it hybrid for some. And I know
Yes.
there's some like libraries that will help you set up a hybrid. So if you are meeting in the actual library or something, you can ask them if their AV guy can help you set up. I know that South Louis Speed Freaks are going to try that because I know we do have the big screen, but we're trying to figure out how can the members, how the members who are logging in, how they can see us. And maybe we have to position the laptop a certain way or have some kind of a camera connected to the laptop where we can make sure the visuals are there. Yeah, but that'd be interesting. Oh, Betsy, thank you, Maureen, for sharing.
Thank you, Maureen, for saying that. I was asked by Jay to help with, I think it's, what is the club, Maureen? Because then you asked me.
Yeah, shh.
Oh. Well, anyway, let me just make the point. It's very difficult for some of us to be in person because it's not even just we're all in the same city or state or whatever, but we're so far apart. And then some things are happening at, 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night. In Hyde Park, our meeting location it was less than 5 blocks from me. I could walk. It was easy. It was no problem. And I do remember thinking that other people like Deshaun and Dr. T live much further and they always showed up and they were there. And I asked myself, man, am I being selfish or what? But I just can't really, I can see that I'm going to have like this challenge of trying to help out. And I want to be available. I'm not a contestant. I want to be available for whatever roles I can help out with. But that in person is really a challenge for me right now. I'm in a whole, it takes me an hour and 15 minutes to get into the city now. So,
Yeah, the travel has increased. I'm not gonna lie to you. Since 2019, I think the population has grown so much, and then there's so much activity that's happening in Chicago as well. And so those are things we have to think about as, safety and all that. And making sure it's a great location that's close to transportation as well. And that's something that, I have shared with our chief judge as well, because as you know, area and division will be in person. And what we've done in the past, and I'm still, you're not going to believe this, I still have my area director 2016 emails. I do. And especially from Bill Morrell. Bill Morrell was very active program quality director who had a list of locations, where, I mean, when I say this man, I don't know how he did it, but he made sure that he talked with corporate clubs, seeing how we can use their space. So it was very, very convenient for us to go to these spaces, to have events. And I think that we're probably going to have to go back to that again, establishing those relationships with those corporate clubs, because they do have spaces there where we can have our area contests and division contests. So these are things that, we have to get comfortable again with. And then maybe we can have it where it can be hybrid, but they can't compete virtually. But it'd be great for those who are not in the city or out of the country that can view what a what an area contest and division contest, how it goes, when it's in person. But I do miss those days. Back in the day, it was just great. It was just so seamless. You know, when you had those leaders who had those connections and made it easy for everyone to have access. Bessie, did you have another question? Oh, you still on mute.
Yes, I do have another comment, and it's not to be contentious, if that's the correct word. I don't, for me, I don't see finding locations as a challenge. The same locations are available to us today that were available before. The challenge is really, because people, I think during COVID, I don't know, it affected a lot of people, period. I'll just say that. Some people moved to different areas. We invited people from all over the world to join. And they're excellent speakers. And now I'm not sure what happened, but Toastmasters International said, okay, no matter that you may have 3 people from another state or another country or whatever, we're going to have all the contests in person. Personally, I'm just a single individual, but I think that's very unfair because these people work so hard to get where they are to be in the contest, and they're not going to fly in from wherever. I was surprised to see our good buddy from Paris, and he was here.
Yeah.
But that's him, and he knows so many people, and he has family, yada yada yada. So that's just my thought on it. And I hope that after this year in our international contest and it's all over and done with, that maybe there should be some type of survey to ask people, do we want to be able to allow folk from other states, from other countries to participate in the contest without flying into our areas? That's my thought.
Yeah, like a hybrid contest, in person as well as virtual. Yeah, I think that's something that we probably can share with our international director, that he can even, just pose that, in one of his meetings, when he's speaking to them. Yeah, it is. Hybrid is hard, but not impossible. That is true. It's just something that they probably have to test and see if it will work as well. I remember it was a day where before the pandemic, I told someone, I said, oh, they'll never go online. I sure did. I told her, I said, everything has been in person, and then it is proven that it can be online, but we all know, because we have been there, that the in-person, the engagement is much higher. It's so much higher. It's just that, I don't know, it's the interaction, it's the shaking of the hand, it's the banging of the gavel, it's just a Toastmasters meeting. And I think that
everybody in person for the anniversary. I was so happy to see you in person, Mara, and everybody.
Yes, it was amazing.
It was wonderful. I was so excited. I felt like a kid,
Yeah, exactly. It was just amazing. And, I always tell people, I mean, if you got the time to start looking for a space, for your club meetings, and see, now I'm going to share this with everyone. And I found this out from corporate relations. And this has happened, I forgot all about it, that if you have a company that has space, you can ask for sponsorship. You don't even have to belong to the organization. Like, we didn't belong to PNC. We weren't even working for PNC. Now, there are some stipulations that could arise, that you have to have one employee. That's what we had to have. You had to have one employee that was part of our club. But the thing is, what happens is, it helps the organization with their members, with their employees, to be better speakers, if that's what they want to do. But corporate relations said they don't have to have their employees join your club. They'll just be a sponsor where you can utilize their space. And it could be for exchange of, having their name on your website as a sponsor. But it's good to hear that, like, you can go to Bank of America and say, can you be a sponsor? And we're not looking for money, we're just looking for a space for our club meetings. So I wanted to share that with you because I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I totally forgot. So it could either be an exchange for space or exchange for space and having their club, their employees become a club member to become a better speaker. So do we have, I know we have 4 minutes left. Do anyone else want to share? At least one person want to share their best practice that they've done in their club and it went well, or maybe it didn't go well, you know, but you want to share. Okay, look like we're coming to the end. I just want to let you know that, you know, for my club, South Loop Speak Freaks, we love events. We're always having either a speech craft, a membership drive, or open house. And I will say that they have been very successful. Be consistent at all costs. That's all I would say. Be consistent at all costs. So your members are looking forward to these events. Our members look forward to the quarterly events. They know they're going to happen every 5th, whatever Tuesday when it happens. Only time it won't happen if there's a holiday that's happening. I did share in the chat that D103, District 103 Toastmaster is hosting a TLI, a winter TLI on December 7th. I did put in the actual link where it'll take you to the landing page and it'll show you the programming. We have Louisa Matalva, the first place winner of World Champion of Public Speaking. She's going to be the keynote speaker. We also have 4 education sessions that's going to be on basically on the human experience. I love what Julian is doing. The theme is redefining AI, which is authentic intelligence, not artificial. And so it's going to be very interesting. And then we also have a leadership panel that's going to be featuring our International Director of Region 4. That's going to be Srinivas Sanani. We have our past International Toastmasters President, Pat Johnson. We're going to have District Director Sandra Lane, and also our keynote speaker, which is Louisa Matalva. And I will be moderating that leadership panel, and it's going to be on authentic intelligence within leadership. So that is going to be a handful, and also our club officers are going to be trained as well. But that bonus is the leadership panel. So it's just going to be full of resources just for you. So it's open to guests as well as D103 Toastmasters. Okay, if we don't have any other questions, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.